Yeah, hi, good morning, grade 8. This week we have started about the lines and angles. Most of them are able to achieve it, but many has small questions. Basically, we are talking about like if there are going to be two parallel lines, let us name them as L and M. Two lines are parallel and we are making one transversal T. So whenever the two parallel lines are crossed by transversal, we generate 8 different angles. And I name them angles as angle A, B, C, D, angle A, angle B, angle C, angle D, then angle E, F, G, and H. Now in this chapter, we have to just relate this angle. Okay, we relate them in 4 different ways. The first way is the adjacent angle. What do you mean by adjacent angle? Any two angles which are just beside each other, A and B beside each other, adjacent angle. A and D adjacent angle. B and C adjacent. What is next to? Next to the other angle, it is called the adjacent angle. So we will name any one or two pair of adjacent angle. So let us say adjacent angles are A and B. So how we are relating this adjacent angle? The rule is if the two angles are adjacent, the sum of the adjacent angle should always be 180. Okay, always going to be 180 degrees. So like this, if I take adjacent D and C, the sum of D and C will be 180. E and F will be 180. H and G will be 180. E and H. So any two adjacent angles, side by side angles, sum up to 180 degrees. So this is an important condition for adjacent angle. Then we also discuss about the corresponding angle, which we also discussed in our last class also corresponding, but most of them they are unable to make an idea clear about it. Corresponding angles are the angles which are in the exactly same position. If you can observe the angle B and angle F. Angle B is above the line on the right. F is also above the line on the right. So when they are in the same position, then they are called as corresponding angles. So B and F, they are in the same positions, so they are called corresponding angle. Likewise, you can say A is above the line on the left. E is also above the line on the left. So they both are in the same position. So we can say AE is also correspondent. C and G is also correspondent. D and H is also corresponding. And the nature of corresponding angles are like if I say A and E are corresponding angles, the corresponding angles are always equal. So this is the nature of corresponding angle. Corresponding angles are always equal. Then we have alternate interior angle. Alternate. Alternate angle, I can take you in the easiest way like the corners of the Z. This is alternate angle. So if I am going to make a Z on this figure, this will be my Z. And what are the corner angles? D and F. So this D and F are called alternate interior. Why they are called interior? Because they are inside the lines. So which are under the corners of the Z or the corners of the S. Like if I am going to make S on that, so the corner angles are C and E. So angle C and E, they are called alternate interior angle. And what is the nature of alternate interior angles? They are equal. So you see every set of angles, they have their own condition. So adjacent angle, the sum up to 180. Corresponding angles, they are equal to each other, and what they are in the same position. Alternate angles are the Z corners or the S corner angles, and they are also equal to each other. D and F, and C and E. And then opposite angles. You're learning opposite from the KG1. Like, what is an opposite of good? Good is bad. So we are using a cross to show the opposite between the two adjectives. So this cross angles are called opposite angles. Cross angle. Like if I make a cross here, so A is opposite to C. So A and C are opposite angles. B is crossing with D. So B and D are opposite angles. Opposite angles which are like cross or opposite to each other. And the nature of the opposite angles are opposite angles are also equal. So they are also equal. For example, if this is going to be 120, the C should also be 120. So opposite angles are equal. So these are the four important parts of the angles you have to know to move more into the chapter. Okay, adjacent side by side 180, corresponding is in the same positions, alternate are the Z and S angle, opposite are the cross angles. So by keeping these rules in our mind, we are going to solve the parallel line and a transversal. And what is the task for us today is to find the missing angle. Here we have been given only one angle, 40 degrees. And you need to find what is the value of X, what's the value of Y, Z, P, Q, R, S. Means from one angle we are going to find all the angles using our relation of adjacent, corresponding, alternative and opposite. Okay, let's start. I want to check first what is the relation between given 40 and X. 40 and X. They are side by side. So we can say they are corresponding. So first we take the relation of corresponding angles. So corresponding angles are X and 40. So what is the rule for corresponding? They sum up to 180 degrees. And if I take negative 40 and negative 40, you get the value of X. X is 140. So we achieve our first task, 140. So first I started with corresponding. Secondly, I will take the easiest option, which is opposite. Opposite angles, like X and Z are opposite. 40 and Y are opposite. So opposite angles are equal. So if this is going to be 140, the Z is also going to be 140. And if this is 40, the Y is also going to be 40. So opposite angles are equal. So by this rule, the X is 140. So Z is also going to be 140. So opposite angles give us the remaining two angles on the first line. Then move to the P, the second line. Here I am going to use the concept of corresponding. Okay, give me 1 second. There is some adjustment here. This is not corresponding. This is adjacent, the nature of adjacent angle. Okay. So now corresponding angles which are in the same position. Like the P is in the same position with 40. So P is going to be 40. Likewise, Q is in the same position of 140. So Q is 140. R is the same position of Y. So R is 40. S is the same position of Z. So S is 140. So in likewise, we are going to find all the unknown angles by using a single angle. So what you have to do is you are going to use first, first we are going to take adjacent angle, take X and the given angle, find the value of X, then use opposite angles to to complete the opposite angles are equal, 140 and 140, 40 and 40. Then take the corresponding, that will fill up your whole parallel line and transversal. Okay, hope you understand the topic. Go slowly with the video and then solve the worksheet. Thank you.